Starting to the bottom right is our Protoss player, the All Killer. Starting for LGIM, it is
LGIM YongHwa.
YongHwa. Yeah, man, his eyes.
It looks. Yeah.
I'm actually worried for him. His opponent to the top left, down a game in this series. He is.
Samsung-kan reality.
I mean, just to go back to YongHwa for a second, you know, watching him actually like that pains me a little bit. I hope he's okay.
What worries me is that it has been a while since we casted the up and down. So if this is really not him just being tired and being like, well, I didn't sleep too well, but him still suffering from an eye condition that started all the way back in January, in early January, then
that's a bit concerning.
Sounds a little bit severe.
Yeah. What you guys don't know is actually like sometimes when I'm tired, I have make faces like that when I'm casting GSL, but you guys can't see it.
I love how happy you are about it. Nobody can see what I'm doing.
I'm just kidding. I don't make faces like that.
Ah.
I make faces like this. You guys can't see that either. When I make faces like this, you guys can't see it either.
I would just love when there was like a hidden camera and suddenly they would just put you on screen when you do that.
Ooh, look at this probe. This is so smart. Hiding a probe like this means that you can find out if your opponent is taking a command center behind a bunker or not, oftentimes, if the Terran doesn't check for you. Really cool. I like that a lot. YongHwa so far looks like he's going for one gateway expand with one gas. Will the Marine check for the probe? Ooh, reality doesn't do it. So now he thinks he's blocking the probe out, but in reality it's back there.
On this map, what we've seen in the past and also today earlier is a lot of gateway aggression usually. Most of the time it's accompanied with a few immortals. This is something that is very, very strong on Belcher Vestige in this matchup.
So even though YongHwa can't get in the main, he knows that there's no CC here, so he can expect tech. And he's already taken his second gas, so YongHwa's going to be feeling really comfortable right now. He still has to find out what sort of tech it is, or if by some freak chance there's a command center on the high ground. But he'll probably go Immortal, or not Immortal, Robo from here. Try to scout. Oh, look at this. He's even going to be able to come up here and see no CC.
Yeah. Sees that there's no command center, at least not inside. The 3 Marines, also no secret to him. So we have the tech for reality with the factory nearly completed. And YongHwa currently is just still scouting what's going on, is now going for his expansion. So we have him with the expansion, but he knows exactly what's going on and will most likely now... well, he needs a Robo, because there's always the potential of Cloak Banshee being started, but you also want to get your gateways as fast as possible. You don't know exactly what's going on in your opponent's base.
It's a tough choice to make. Do you go gateways first or robotics first? Usually when you know tech is coming, you want to go gateways first, because the trend right now is that Hellion play, which you saw actually crush Finale earlier.
Hellion and usually with Medivacs.
Yeah, usually with Medivacs, sometimes with Banshees, as we saw before as well.
Yeah, in the earlier session on the Cloud Kingdom, the map being, we had a lot of Hellions, a lot of Hellion aggression accompanied with Banshees. But usually you get one Medivac, and this is exactly what Reality does. Tries to go for a couple of Marines, the Hellions, and then Elevator into the main base. A strategy that will usually always end up doing some damage, and you need to do that damage because you delay your own expansion. And right now, YongHwa with those gates first, then adding the Robo. He knows he needs it if there is some kind of cloak play, and of course he also wants to know what exactly is going on in his opponent's base. He needs an observer out here.
Yeah, he needs an observer. He needs to know what's going on, where it's coming from. With only sentries so far, 3 sentries in the StarCraft, this is still going to be pretty tough defense. Sentries don't have a lot of DPS. They're also weak to Hellions if they fight them straight up, so you have to be very careful how you engage this. It all comes down to the force fields. And force fields obviously don't stop drops. So he's going to drop in the main. He's going to drop the Marines in the main and go to the natural with the Hellions. Very deadly. As you said earlier, you know, this is what we like to say about this build. It's pretty much always going to do damage. The question is how much. Okay, these 3 Stalkers are so important. With these 3, he should be okay.
He knows exactly what's going on.
Area though, this is really smart having the sentries on the low ground, the stalkers in the main.
Yes, in a perfect area, he can attack you right away. Nice pulling the probes, really well done. Nice job on one of the Hellions. The stalkers are being run away. He's microing them while he still executes the defense at the expansion. Actually, this didn't do any damage whatsoever. He killed
2 workers, and I think one of those was
the scouting probe from earlier. So I think we can fairly say that he didn't do anything here at all. Yeah. So this did not work. YongHwa with a perfect split.
I really like how he chose to split his units. It's always better to have the sentries on the low ground. Because if you have great forces, oh my god! If you have great force fields like we saw from YongHwa on the low ground, you are going to defend everything. I mean, the control we have seen from this guy, eye injury or not, or maybe he's tired, I don't care, man. Maybe he's left-handed. It just doesn't matter to me, man. What I'm seeing here is nothing short of excellent control.
Currently, he's demolishing reality.
Yeah.
Reality at this point, I mean, what does the guy have? His tech, yes, is there, but now we have this huge aggression from YongHwa. He suddenly can claim the middle of the map, he can get the scouting information, he can just knock at his opponent's front door and say, hi, here I am, what are you going to do about it? Do you have what it takes to defend against my army? And even if you do, it's not going to be a big problem for me. He's ahead in economy, he's still producing harvesters, he's teching up, but he still has the presence here that forces reality to keep those SCVs away from the middle line, and he's going to kill a few of them.
There's not a lot of DPS here. I think he can actually just break through. There's only 4 Marines and a Marauder. I don't know if YongHwa realizes that there's not that much in there.
You know, he can, but he doesn't have to.
Exactly. He can just sit back. He's just trying to force lost mine time and repairs.
Forge coming up for him, still not dropping the pro production, so he is in a great spot here, but he has enough damage potential to still say hi, pull some SCVs off the mineral line, stop mining for a while, picking a couple of harvesters off, and he just goes for it. He realized that he might have enough, and he does.
He does have enough, man. This looks like it's going to be the end of reality as we know it. As the bunker falls, the Marauders go down. The SCVs here desperately trying to defend, but healed by medevacs, but it's just too much. Even with Stim, he does not have enough units here.
Yeah, YongHwa is going in, and our Casper Terran has to face reality, and this is definitely the end of it. Being down 1 map already,
that's it. GG. And you know what? YongHwa, what made it look like he has played against that build on this map 1,000 times. Those force fields at the natural, the positioning of his units, the way he microed against the Marines and the dropship, knowing they didn't have stim, let the stutter step back, and then warped in those zealots, he lost virtually nothing. I mean, that was insane. We've never seen a defense like that against this type of play.
This was 2 straightforward games by YongHwa. So solid, so well played, well practiced, and reality. He was outclassed today.
Yeah.
It was really YongHwa being on a different level, and this was not the YongHwa that we've seen in the up and downs. This was the YongHwa that was able to all kill twice in the last GSL season.
Yeah, just looking undefeatable, untouchable.
Yeah.
His defense rock solid. Nothing you can do about it. His late game good as well. We saw both sides of the coin that is YongHwa.
Yeah.
And it seems to be quite valuable, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I want that coin in my wallet, or in my pocket, or in my coin purse.
In your what?
Coin purse.
Okay.
Or like in my drawer, or on my desk. Or under my couch, or under my cushions.
No.
Maybe in my shoe. You ever find a coin in your shoe?
Couch?
I don't have a couch, but if I did, like, you ever find a coin in your shoe? You have that annoying feeling, what is in my shoe? And it's a coin, like, wow, cool.
I found 50 slotty in my gym pants, and I missed those. I was looking for those when we were at IEM, and I actually had to borrow money from
Is that
Moonglade.
Polish money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to borrow money from Moonglade, and I was like, I could have sworn I had 50 slotty. And
Is that a bill or a coin?
Yeah, it's a bill. And I calculated the entire time, and I was like, something's wrong here. We're at the restaurant, and so he had to pay for me. And then, yeah, later at home, I found it in my gym pants. That's usually the feeling where, like, I'm so rich. That happens like a year after you lost it, and then you're like, oh, that's awesome.
It's great. It's like when your friend borrows money from you, borrows a lot of money, at the time you're like, it's a lot of money, but then suddenly he just gives it back to you, and you're like, oh, cool, I hadn't thought of it.
Talking about borrowing money, I have to pay Moonglade back. I still didn't do that. But guys, we are heading into a 5-minute break, and then we will have our next match today here at the GSL Code A, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a few.